In this video, I unbox the Cloudspire Miniatures expansion. Now, this of course requires Cloudspire to play because this is just the miniatures for the game. Let's go ahead and take a look. And we got a little information on it. Of course, the box contents, which is an absolutely huge box. If you notice, I'm having to move it around just to make sure I stay within focus within the camera. It does come with the 5 different factions, the 4 for the base game, and then the 1 expansion that you can get. So if you only have the base, you'll only need the 4 of these, if I remember right. Where the green, I'm pretty sure that's the one, has its own separate expansion. But this does cover, all of the miniatures for, the initial set. So let's go ahead and take a look at what these guys look like. Here we go. And as I would have expected from a chip theory game, this is really nice where you have the lid to help protect your miniatures. So if you do paint them so they're not going to move around and bump into each other. So I like that a lot. And there are 6 of each. So there's going to be, 2 sides. And again, extra edited support, very nice. So you only need to take a look at the top. And let's go ahead and take a look at the different ones. Again, not really necessary, but again, nice little added support for these guys, where you will put the chip for the tower on top, and then all of its health will stack on the inside. So that's very cool. And while this is thin, feels pretty good. There's a little bit of a mold cut, so a little bit of cleanup we'll have to do there. But for the most part, and it's fairly heavy too. I mean, this, move that for a little bit. And it's not as flat as I would have liked. So we might need to sand, especially that one right there, sand that a little bit to make him a little sturdier. But especially after you add in some health chips there, that'll probably help stabilize that up a bunch more. So let's put that back on there. And then him, very cool. And then that one just looks like a giant beast walking. There again, you have some cleanup right there you have to do. And then he is a lot more sturdy. Forgot to check the last. Let's go ahead and look at you real quick. Good, and there you go. Yeah, that one's a lot more sturdy as well. Very nice. And next, another more traditional tower. much better. I was worried about this one because some of these legs looked a little wonky, but no, he's nice. And seeing a little bit of gap fill you could do right in there, but for the most part, he is really nice. Very cool. And finally, let's do our stability test. There, he's nice. So this one, let me just see if it was just that one. Nope, they're all the same. Yeah, so this is the only one that stability-wise is a little less than desirable, but you know, you just sand that bottom down, it'll be just fine. No under on that one. Take a quick look, and here's where you can see where they were put together. So maybe a little bit of maintenance right there. A little bit, you can see that that's where it was cut from the sprue or from the mold. So all in all, very cool. These are definitely not something that you have to have for the game. It is definitely a cosmetic upgrade for the game, but anything for me for board games that increases that thematic play in the game, that adds more realism to your game, wherever you can add in you know, more realistic looking terrain, or you know, these 3D type towers, or whatever, I'm always up for, and a strong promoter of, because the better your game looks, and the more likely you are to pull that game out and play it and keep going. So again, while this is 100% cosmetic, in my eyes, very useful. I would definitely, if you had to choose, of course this is going to be a lot more expensive, but if you had to choose, hey, I want to do an upgrade for the game, do I get the miniatures or do I get the premium health chips? I would definitely choose the miniatures over the health chips. But of course, you know, I got both, as you can see from the previous component upgrade video. But I do like this a whole lot, and do highly recommend it for anybody that has Cloudspire or that is considering getting Cloudspire. Hope you found it useful, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.